Hey guys, and welcome to the first video of Drumming with Dan. My name is Dan Ainspan, and I'm really excited about doing this video series with you guys. I really want to focus on making it really interactive. Um, I want you guys to comment and tell me what you want to see in these basically tutorials, and I want it to be, educational videos, tips, anything I can do to help you out. This can be, on a beat you want to know, a fill, a groove, a technique, pretty much anything regarding, the drum kit and percussion, really, any questions you may have on terms or anything like that. Um, I don't want to just be posting things. I want it to be meaningful and interactive for you guys. Um, so let's get to it. All right, so for today's first lesson, I want to focus on the importance of practicing and of using a metronome. Now, I'm sure this is something you've heard throughout your lives, whether it'd be through a sport that you've done, like playing soccer or playing another instrument, or playing another instrument. But especially for the drum kit, practice is really essential. Um, for drums, it's all about building muscle memory, about building up the wrist muscle and the forearms right here. All right. Now, you can't expect to practice every single day necessarily, although that would be ideal. But you want to make sure that you're practicing as much as you can. It's really important again that your muscles are getting built up, and you're practicing rudiments and strokes and all of that fun stuff. So, the second part of what I want to get to today is about using a metronome. Now, this can be every drummer's best friend, or it can be your worst enemy. If you're a studio guy, this is something that you're definitely used to. But really, every drummer, every musician for that matter, but especially the drummers, providing the backbeat for the bands, you really want to practice with the metronome, get used to listening to a constant click and constant sound other than yourself. Now, you may ask, if I'm playing with a band, I'm not necessarily going to be perfectly on tempo, so what's the point of practicing with this little computer? It's all about getting used to listening. As a musician, that's really vital. You're always going to be surrounded by other musicians, and you want to make sure that you're comfortable hearing other sounds around you, whether it be a bass guitar or a guitar over here or a piano. This metronome is essentially, your other musician. It's just providing a constant beat. And for drummers, that's what it's all about, is providing on-tempo beat. If you can't play on tempo, then, no one's going to want to hire you. No one's going to want to play with you, really. It doesn't matter what chops you have. You want to be able to play a nice in-the-pocket groove. So I would recommend picking up a small metronome like this. This is the DB30 Dr. Beat metronome. I'll have a link for it down below, but it's you can find it on Amazon or steveweissmusic.com. It's really great. It has switches for changing the tempo, the note, the pitch, and even the rhythmic and the beat subdivisions, which is really great. And you can even plug in your little headphones here to listen through. But I would definitely recommend getting a metronome. Get used to practicing with one. It's definitely going to help you out. All right, so the next thing I want to get to is a practice pattern that I like to play. It's a 4-bar pattern that my drum teacher from Oneonta, actually, Blake Fleming, you should Google him. He's a pretty cool guy. He came up with, or he taught me, so now I'm going to pass it on. But essentially, it's utilizing the single strokes and your double strokes in a 4-bar phrase. So I'm going to go over it, and then I'm going to play it and show how it's has a lot of implications about using it around the kit. All right, so you're going to have 2 bars of right-left alternating 16th notes. So like this. So that's for beat 1 and 2. Now on beat 3 and 4, you're going to do 30-second notes essentially, but you're going to be doing the double strokes. So like this. So together it's beats 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, that's the first measure of the 4-bar of the 4-measure phrase. Now, measure 2 is you just repeat what you just did. All right, so it's going to be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, now for measure 3, you're going to essentially change over to the double strokes a beat earlier. So now you're going to be going 1, 2, 1, or 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so now you're only doing single strokes for a beat. Then for the other beat, you're doing the double strokes. And that's going to take up the whole third bar. So the third bar goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, now for the last bar, you're switching to the double strokes on the ands. All right, so now you're going to be doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, so the whole 4-bar pattern goes like this. All right. Now, the whole point of this exercise is obviously to develop your evenness and your cleanliness of the 16th note, single strokes and double strokes, and doing it in one pattern. The whole point is to not emphasize, your right hand or your left hand or certain beats. It should all sound just constant. It shouldn't sound, like you're jumping up and down between certain beats or off beats. So in other words, you don't want to have something like this. That's no good. All right, it should all be. It should all be constant in terms of the stick height and the sound that you're getting from the drum. All right, so now I'm gonna set my metronome to. I like to have it start off at 80 beats per minute, doing quarter notes. All right, and I'm gonna play through the pattern and on 80 beats per minute. Okay, here we go. All right, so now what I'd like to do next is bump that up to about, let's say, 100 beats per minute. Again, really focus on the evenness of your strokes. All right, now, lastly, set it to about 120. And this is really going to push it, but again, focus on not getting the double strokes out of control and try not to lose the bounce, all right? Try to make it really even, and that's really the whole point of this exercise. So here it is at 120 beats per minute. All right, cool. So once we got that developed, what can we do with it? It sounds pretty boring on the practice pad. So what I like to do is play it around the kit. It can sound pretty cool. But now we can why not add the kick drum and even the hi-hat? So now let's have the bass drum and the hi-hat alternating between beats 1 and 2. All right, this is called an ostinato, where you have a certain groove, in this case the bass drum and the hi-hat playing the quarter notes, and that's just constant. You're not changing it. That's going to be underneath what you're playing around the kit. All right, so I'm going to have that going. I'm going to plug in my metronome here. All right, so now I'm going to play this practice pattern at 100 beats per minute around the kit. I'm going to have the bass drum and the hi-hat going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so here we go. right, so you can see how that simple 4-bar pattern using single strokes and double strokes has a lot of implications, and it can sound really cool if you spread it around the kit. Play it around the toms and even the ride cymbal. So these type of exercises, the stuff I want to cover in the next couple of videos. Cool little things that are really beneficial to your overall progress as a drummer, but can also sound really cool in a groove setting or a certain fill you want to do. All right, so to recap, we went over the benefits of practicing as much as you can, building up that muscle memory, building up the actual muscles. We talked about the importance of using a metronome to develop your sense of listening as a musician is really important, especially as a drummer. That's the drummer's most important role, is to provide the backbeat for the rest of the band. And then we went over the 4-bar pattern that utilizes the single strokes and the double strokes. And then we played that around the kit at 100 beats per minute. And feel free to, do it at whatever tempo you feel comfortable with. All right, so if you have any questions, please comment below. As I stressed before, I really want this to be an interactive video series. I want you to tell me what to teach, what to go over, and I want this to be about you guys. All right, so I'm going to have links to the stuff we've talked about today, and I hope that you found this video to be beneficial, and I hope it's it's something that you're looking forward to. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to, and stay tuned for some more videos. Thanks.